Hello, can I help you? You're looking for a Halloween book? What's that, your stack of selections here? These are all great options. So you're in the mood for something spooky for Halloween? You're not sure which one you should get. I can help you pick out something. Oh my goodness. Well, this one is a classic, and as you can see, it's titled Ghost Story, so perfect for the intended purpose, which is staying home on Halloween night and doing some nice reading. So I read this one a really long time ago, but if memory serves me correctly, this was a really spooky one. So if I recall, it's about like a group of friends that did something accidentally sort of sinister in the past, and they all come back together and start telling stories about certain things that are going on in their life, and they realize that the past has come back to haunt them. It's really extremely spooky and well written book. Let's see here. Yeah. The review here is by Stephen King, and he says, "The terror just mounts and mounts." This is a very good option. You'll definitely not go wrong with this one. Do you typically read spooky, or are you just sort of like in the mood for something like this since it's Halloween? Okay, you know, I love a good thriller every now and again. You know, keeps you on your toes. So this is another great option. This is by the same author as the woman that did Gone Girl. Did you ever read Gone Girl? Yeah, it was a really popular one. Made it into a movie as well. I don't think I did see the movie. I should see that. I really enjoyed the book. So this one, Sharp Objects. As I recall, I read this one a while ago as well. There's like this detective. She goes back to her hometown, which she hasn't been back to in a really long time. She's investigating the murder of 2 teenage girls in the town. And she has like a very complicated relationship with her parents. And she's staying in their old Victorian mansion while she's investigating these murders, and just sort of like things that she has tried to bury from the past are resurfacing while she's back in her hometown, living in her family's house, investigating these murders. I don't want to say too much. This one definitely like is a real page turner. This one was fun. This one's a little more like lighthearted than the first one. The first one's a little heavier. So this one, I actually am currently reading this one myself. The Last Word. This is interesting. The premise is that this woman, she tries to escape from the city. She's like just gone through a lot. And she thinks that she's just gonna go out to this beach house that's like in the middle of nowhere and just get away from everything. super isolated. It's this area where sort of basically it's a bunch of vacation homes, and during the off season, all the houses just sort of sit empty. So she's there completely alone with really nothing to entertain herself. So she starts reading a lot of books online, and she writes a review of this one book that's not very favorable. And the author immediately responds to her and asks her, "Can you please delete your review? Like, this is really going to hurt the sales of my book." But she refuses. And he asks her again, "This is the last time I'm going to ask you. I need you to delete that review." And again, she declines, just closes her laptop. And after that, some strange things start happening while she's alone in this very isolated beach town. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not super far into it. I'm only like, I believe on the second chapter myself, so. But yeah, no, I recommend this also. It's been fun. There's like this neighbor, sort of just like an interesting little aside that won't, I don't think, ruin anything about the story, but there's this neighbor that she discovers that's like, I don't know, maybe a mile away. He's an older man. He's the only person that stayed for the off season. And they both have telescopes in their house. And through the window, they can watch each other with the telescopes, and they like play these games like hangman and whatnot through the window, watching each other through the telescope. And I think something's gonna end up happening with that. Whether perhaps like he's able to see the intruder that comes into the house, or whether perhaps maybe he is the author she got into an argument with. I mean, that's all just speculation. I have no idea. Yeah, no, you could read it at the same time as me, and then we could have our own little book club of two people. I would love to discuss it with you if you end up getting that one. This one's a little beat up. A little bit of water damage on this one, but just like people, you can't judge a book by its cover. You don't want to overlook something or someone just because they're a little rough around the edges. So Winter People. This was a national bestseller. So if memory serves me correctly, this one is about this family that lives off the grid, like in a really remote location, I believe in Vermont. And it's like a mother and her two daughters. And one morning the daughters wake up and the mother is missing. And obviously they're, very alarmed. And they start searching for the mother. And in their quest, somehow they end up finding this diary that belonged to the family that lived in this old house a long time before they did, like maybe in like the early 1900s. And it's in this diary it describes how the same thing had happened to the mother that lived in that house before. So there's been like this reoccurrence of people that just go missing from this house. So they start trying to use the past to prevent what ended up happening to the mother in the first incident from happening to their mother. This is a really good one also. You have so many good choices here. I really don't know which one to tell you to get. Oh, and then your last one. Wow, that's an interesting one. That's an old one. So I actually have not read this one, but I like the cover. It's sort of like a gothic look to it. Royal Highness. So this is about, I love the interior of the book. It has that really good like old book smell. Love that. So cool. So like dusty and old. Oh no, you're right. Okay, there is like some, it's like a group of short stories. So one of them is called Death in Venice. I wonder if that has anything to do with that movie that just came out. Did you see that? Now I can't like remember like the exact title, but it has something about like a death in Venice. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say about this one. You're on your own here. I like the look of it though. It's like very aesthetically pleasing. I'm sorry I can't be of more help with this one. You can always get more than one. And, start off reading one, see if it grabs you, and if not, move on to something else. So, do you want to give this one a try? All right. I'm gonna take a gamble. I like it. Like someone that lives on the edge. And then which of the other four do you think you're gonna try? Okay, perfect. So we can read this together. I love that. Yeah, if you read the first 2 chapters tonight, then actually, you know what? You know what you could do? Why don't you go to the back of the library? Sorry, I don't know if you have anything else to do right now. Do you? Do you have any plans? Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm kind of like deciding your day for you right now. What I think you should do, have you ever been to the back of our library? Oh, you are in for such a treat. So in the back of the library, if you go like all the way to the back, there's a hallway. Then you go down that hallway, and at the end of the hallway there's this area to just sit and read, and there's a fireplace going in that room. It's so cozy. And Lila, like the head librarian, she makes this coffee that she just keeps brewing all day long. She roasts her own beans, and there's just always a pot of fresh coffee, so you can like help yourself to the coffee. The room's always available. You should come here. It's such a great way to just like spend the afternoon. It's one of my favorite things to do. Let's just go back there on my lunch break. Just read. There's these really, really comfortable leather chairs. And you can just get nice and cozy inside like the leather chair. And there's these huge floor-to-ceiling windows house in that room. You can just look out at the park across the street, and like the fall foliage is just so magnificent right now. I honestly can't think of a better way to spend like a fall afternoon. Just nice and cozy, drinking some coffee, the sound of a fire gently crackling, and the view of the beautiful park, reading a nice, creepy story. And then you can come back and tell me what you think of the first 2 chapters. Alright, so let me get you your 2 books. And do you need a bookmark? It's just like a little piece of cardboard, but it can be helpful. So I'll put this inside this book for you. There you are. Set these over here. This is sort of a random question. Do you like candles? Okay. Well, we were gifted a bunch of candles, and we don't have like a use for all these candles. So many. Somebody was so generous. They know that we like to create like a nice sort of like mood atmosphere here in that back room, but there's no way we'll ever be able to use this many. So this one, I was thinking you would like this. It's sort of masculine. It is the smell of a bonfire. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see. Sand and fog inspired by the California coast. It's a really nice fragrance. I was smelling this one earlier. Let me show it to you. Yeah. You like that? Well, it is yours. It's settled. Alright, so oh no, I'm so happy that it'll go to use. Let me put this in a little bag for you. So I'm going to carry this loose candle around. Slide that in there. There we go. Okay. So yeah, go back to the back room. Do some reading. Have some coffee. Do you like creamer? There's a little fridge, a little mini fridge that has all different flavor creamers in it if you so choose. Me personally, oh gosh, what do I like? I like mixing it up, Now during the fall, it's kind of nice to do like a pumpkin spice. But, I like vanilla. I like hazelnut. Pretty much like anything. Pretty easy to please in the coffee department. Right? You can't go wrong. Alright, so let me know what you think of that book. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. It was really nice meeting you. It's been a pleasure. I hope that you visit us a lot more often. And if you're interested, we actually do have a real, legitimate book club, not just this little, thing we're doing here. I'm a member, and, once a month, a member of the group picks a book, and the first Sunday of the month, we all meet in that back room, and we discuss the book, and it's really fun. There's this one lady, Evelyn. Oh my God, she's such an amazing baker, and every month she brings just the absolute most delectable pastries you have ever tasted in your entire life. So if that alone is not reason to join, then I don't know what else. We'd love to have you. Always looking for new people to join join the book club. It's fun. It's a really nice group of people, really friendly. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time. Alright, I will stop chatting your ear off. Go enjoy the back